Welcome to Running the Table, the podcast where we run through everything on the table in the world of college basketball. Purdue met a familiar foe to begin their quest to become Rady's Children Invitational champions, the NC State Wolfpack. But without further ado, let's run it. The Final Four rematch of last year was a long-awaited one, but with both of these teams looking pretty different. The game went pretty differently as well. The common denominator, a Purdue win. Not the prettiest offensive game from either team, but the Boilers did enough on both ends of the floor to come out with a 10-point win, 71 to 61. Let's dive into it. The Wolfpack jumped out to a hot start in this one, opening with a three from Michael O'Connell and attacked the rim to find their way to a 9-4 lead within the first 4 minutes. Purdue needed a response, and they got it in the form of Braden Smith 3, and they took it from there. They blitzed NC State and went on a 14-0 run over the next 5 minutes to build an 18-9 lead while the Wolfpack struggled, turning over the ball and failing to knock down shots. But they wouldn't let the game get out of hand that easily. NC State found their offense by beating Purdue off the dribble, getting to the basket, and challenging Purdue's lack of shot blockers. Jaden Taylor and Brandon Huntley-Hatfield led the way during this run, and they were really the majority of the Wolfpack's offense on the night as a whole. That combined with Purdue going just a little cold in the second half of the first half allowed NC State to come all the way back. A Brandon Huntley-Hatfield 3 cut Purdue's lead to just 1 before half, where Purdue would go into the break up 33 to 32. Similar to some prior games, Purdue dialed up TKR's number early and often to start the second half. The Boilers' first 6 points of the half went to Kaufman-Renn, and the Boilers got some shots to fall as a Cam Heide 3 extended their lead to 8 with under 16 to go. NC State just continued to struggle from the field, going on another rather cold stretch, only getting 6 points in 8 minutes of basketball from the 16 to the 8-minute mark. Multiple turnovers, missed layups, things just weren't going right for the Wolfpack as Purdue had solidified a 13-point lead with 7.5 to go. It wasn't a pretty performance for the Boilers necessarily either, but they got it done on the defensive side. NC State tried to battle back with one final push, but Purdue wouldn't let their lead go that easily. Both teams physically went after each other, causing quite a few free throws down the stretch, but both Braden Smith and TKR were able to knock down free throws to keep Purdue's lead out of reach, with the two of them hitting 5 of 6 of their free throws in the last 6 minutes. After trading late threes and a Ben Middlebrooks layup, this one wrapped up with the final score of 71 to 61. Heading into the top performers, Trey Kaufman-Renn leads Purdue once again. He's been on quite the stretch. He had 22 points on 8 of 14 shooting in this one. He was 6 for 10 from the free throw line, still struggling there, but added on 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 turnovers in his 30 minutes. Behind him was Cam Heide, who had a very cool 15 points on 6 of 9 shooting, 3 for 5 from 3, and 6 rebounds in his 35 minutes. It's great to see him shooting the ball so well. For NC State, led the way by Jaden Taylor, who had 15 points on 4 of 10 shooting. He added on 5 rebounds, 4 assists, but 4 turnovers in his 37 minutes. And behind him, Brandon Huntley-Hatfield, we mentioned him earlier a couple of times. He had 13 points of his own on 6 of 10 shooting. He was 1 for 2 from 3, added 8 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks in his 29 minutes. For the honorable mentions, Braden Smith found his way in, only scoring 11 points on 2 of 8 shooting, so it wasn't fantastic shooting night for him. He was 1 for 4 from 3, but he got to the line quite a bit and was 6 for 6 from the free throw line and added on 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 2 turnovers in his 38 minutes. And for NC State, it's Ben Middlebrooks, who had 9 points of his own on just 3 of 5 shooting, also went 3 of 5 from the free throw line, and added on 5 rebounds and a steal in 18 minutes. Heading into the key team points, for Purdue, physicality on the glass. Rebounding has been an on and off part of Purdue's performances so far this year, and thankfully it was on in this one. A total team effort, 4 different guys with 2 offensive rebounds each, with the Boilers grabbing 13 offensive boards and every starter plus first off the bench with at least 3 defensive rebounds. In total, Purdue clearly out-rebounded NC State 38 to 28, and that was a big part of the reason they were able to control the game. Clearly, neither team was having a great day on offense, so the battle on the boards swung the momentum firmly towards Purdue as they chipped away at the Wolfpack down the stretch. Secondly, it's attacking the basket. Purdue had a bit of an off day from deep, going 5 for 16 from beyond the arc, only 31% compared to their 41% they typically shoot as a team. But that they didn't take the live or die by the 3 approach. They attacked the basket and got to the free throw line. 5 for 6 from Lawyer, 6 for 6 from Smith, and 6 for 10 from TKR. They really got to find a way to get TKR to improve his free throw numbers. He was 4 of just 6 misses from the line today, and he's shooting just over 60% from the line on the year. He's going to get to the line a lot just like Edie did, so their goal has to be minimizing how many points they leave at the free throw line. But overall, a solid night from the charity stripe, 20 for 26, good for 77%. Anything over 75% when you shoot 25 plus free throws is a positive sign for this team. And lastly, it's limiting turnovers. The turnover battle may have been close, but Purdue keeping the turnovers down with only 6 on the game is a significant improvement. They played under control much more, not beating themselves and letting the game come to them. NC State did pretty well themselves, only turning it over 8 times, but in a gritty game, every turnover counts, every possession counts. Purdue would do well to watch the tape back and try to recreate this kind of performance handling the ball. Heading over to NC State, firstly, it's struggling from deep. The Wolfpack haven't found the three ball much at all this season, and it was no different in this one. 4 for 17 as a team, nobody made more than one individually, and it killed their offense. Without the three, there wasn't the necessity to close out that hard. Purdue made life miserable trying to drive to the basket, stripping shot attempts and forcing them to shoot over multiple hands. They were 5-0 going into this game, but against better opponents during conference play, they're going to need to find some success from beyond the arc to force teams to stay honest, defending both from inside and out. Secondly, it's too many fouls. I already talked about what the fouls did for Purdue and sending them to the free throw line 26 times, but for NC State, it meant 5 players with 3 fouls, lineup switches, and more minutes for a couple of bench guys in Parker and Pass. When your opponent's offense isn't up to par, the last thing you want to do is bail them out with fouls, and that was one of the big differences between these two teams today. Purdue had quite a few fouls of their own, but didn't send the Wolfpack to the line nearly as much. And thirdly, where was Marcus Hill? Hill was a significant transfer addition for the Wolfpack from Bowling Green, where he averaged 20.5 points per game last season with the Falcons. Since joining NC State this year, he's averaged over 13 points per game in their first 5 games. But he went cold in this one and didn't really try to find his shots. After going 6 for 10 and 7 for 13 in his last 2, he went just 2 for 7 in this one for 5 points and didn't register a rebound, assist, steal, or block. It's clear that Hill is a big indicator for NC State's success. If he does well, so do they. But they struggle when he struggles. They're going to need more from him going forward to compete in conference play. And with that win, Purdue heads to the championship game against number 23 Ole Miss with a chance to win their 4th Holiday Tournament championship in a row. But that game won't be a cakewalk. NC State, on the other hand, will go on to play BYU in the 3rd-place game, another tough matchup for them as the Cougars gave Ole Miss a run for their money, losing in overtime to end up in this game. But that's all I've got for today. The season is really ramping up as we head towards the beginning of conference play, and that means plenty more content. So stay tuned for more college basketball from us, and let us know how you're feeling about your team heading into the holiday season. But if you want more from us, like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, I'm out.